So anyway, guys, so what's important is understanding that if you're going through anything that's actually helping you to move forward, then make sure that you're just going through the information quickly, and you're making sure that you have more enough time every single day to just go and dwell upon making sure that you're learning that your nice and beautiful content has to be uploading online, and that way you're learning quickly upon what you need to do to succeed. Because anything that you're learning to succeed with is you're focusing upon making sure that you have more than enough success every single day to love your life differently. So if you want to make money every single day, then focus on making sure that you have popularity for yourself, and that's it. I mean, focus on understanding that no matter what, there's always a time for everything. But what you want to do all the time is focus on just going through the content and the motions every single day to make sure you have great loan features on add-ons for yourself in every aspect of life, because anything that's an add-on or feature is an option, and making sure how to withdraw any facility that gives you additional recapitalization, or making sure that your nice and beautiful loan of what you have about the banks or anything in terms of life is making sure that you have minimal types of ways of life, and you're making sure that no matter what that you're learning on the available rates of home loans, and you're making sure that you always have to give fees and to withdraw anything that is you give to withdraw, and you're making sure that no matter what that if you're giving to withdraw, then make sure that you withdraw something that is actually giving, and make sure that no matter what, as you really do something upon money to make sure that you have an increase to be able to go within an agreements of the loan period, to make sure that no matter what that you're always learning how to do that, and making sure that every single day you do better, and that's how you do it. And make sure that no matter what, that if you're designing occasional use, that you make sure that you're always giving the bank money before the loan period, and that way you understand that no matter what, they always have more options, and making sure that you're always suitable with the plan on using money for your more money in terms of regulation, that you're making sure that you have a set amount in terms of they have a set amount in mind of a goal with money to achieve more money, is how you learn something. So always understand that no matter what, you can withdraw anytime in terms of the bank, in terms of the nice and beautiful net bank, and whatever you need in terms of life. So make sure you understand that in the CommBank app and the nice and beautiful net bank application, you can always withdraw anything that you want. So make sure you understand that no matter what, that if you compare your home loans, you're making sure the features are nicely in a position of making sure that you have a type of way to compare loans online, and making sure that no matter what, that you're asking everything about you, and asking all specialists and everything in terms of home lending specialists and people who can charge you services and everything about life, to ask them about information, because that way it's an investment that's worthy, and you're making sure that you invest your time, because that's all the money in the world, and you're making sure all the time that you're always understanding the applicable loans that you can choose all the time with your type of bank, and you're making sure that no matter what, that as you learn, always that no matter what, that you're learning everything about life, and you're learning over here to understand that they're always fixing everybody on the actual standard variable rate over here. I'm understanding that no matter what, that all loans over here are working, and I'm understanding that no matter what, the low rate over here with the extra home loan is the best one. And why is that? Because I can feel that the extra home loan over here is something that is actually much greater over here, because they're actually giving it 3 ticks while they're giving other ones 5 ticks. And why is that? I promise you, it's much more how I understand that no matter what, that you can always actually go and really excuse yourself here, and realize that if you have 5 ticks over here, then make sure I understand that it's much more how I feel, that you have to go and understand that everything here is an advantage. First, there's an advantage over here in terms of whatever you want to use. First, you use everything together, and just never use one or other. I mean, never use one or the other in terms of plans, but use every other plan. I mean, use every kind of plan as long as you're giving more money, and that way you're the standard learner of this nice and beautiful theory over here. So make sure you understand that Jesus Christ, I asked Jesus Christ to see this. I understand when I go and really learn about all this, I'm using all of this, and I'm giving more money for that, in terms of giving more money for everything over here. I'm using all these plans to give more money for all of that, and that's how I learn from that. I mean, that's how you actually learn. But the thing is about all of this, you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning about the different kind of no loan service fee that they have. I promise you, they have loan services fee, and or else they offer you loans and they never offer you loans. But make sure you understand that no matter what, they always offer you loans, is what this is about. So make sure that you understand that you have always credit card in terms of annual fees over here. You can waiver, and you can always use these interest rates and everything in terms of whatever they have in terms of life you're using. These nice and beautiful duty-free stamps and everything that you're having in terms of additional repayments in terms of investments, and you're making sure that you have everything much better in terms of life. So anything that's never limiting you in terms of life, you're just making sure that you can make more money on that service is what you want. So just make sure that you're learning anything else that where you can split the loan and you can fix yourself better, and then you're making sure that no matter what that you're learning, always a nice and beautiful way of life over here where you're learning that there's a nice and beautiful continuous array of whatever you want in a life loan, and you're making sure that you're somebody who's understanding companies and trust funds and how personal borrowers make their money, and then you're making sure that no matter what that you'll have a nice and beautiful way of understanding that I'm doing greater now. But as I'm doing greater, I'm understanding the maximum benefit you can get with adjustment and administrative fee by making sure I'm applying with a split loan during a nice and beautiful term rate period where I'm learning different interest rates and different way of doing something that's actually working. So I'm actually understanding that no matter what, I feel myself doing great anyway. So making sure that no matter what, I just learn something over here. I'm learning that it's much more greater to just go and ask for more information regardless. So I understand that anyway, as I protect my nice and beautiful options over here, I'm making sure that the biggest nice and beautiful investments I can make in life is a range of insurance options to make sure that I go and help somebody who I protect. That is what matters, and I make sure that everything in terms of life is always a nice and beautiful home insurance company where I can go and understand I never have a loss or damage in my home insurance or anything in terms of assurance of anything in terms of service or any kind of real estate. I never have any kind of loss or damage about my real estate, but I'm making sure that I never make incidents in terms of anything that's never good. I'm making sure that everything is good, making sure that you understand that anything that's an incident is something that can be an accident, but it can also be something like a speech that you're giving all incidents to everybody. And you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning how to actually protect your home from cover and protecting your home from everybody to make sure you're giving more money. And that way you understand that life insurance companies and people who have income protection are giving you everything in terms of money so you can go and give them more money is the whole deal over here. And you're making sure that no matter what, that you can always secure yourself by giving people a greater peace of mind that you have in terms of financial security, where you're needing the most of life, where you're having a number of different options, protections of different options around yourself to depend on yourself in the way of your needs to have a level of cover for yourself to require an insurance company, which is you, to be able to go and chat to your nice and beautiful home lending specialist or the bank for any kind of insurance cover, or to make sure that you are getting your rent, and to be able to get your nice and beautiful tax returns or whatever in terms of life where you're actually making the tax-free income and you're making sure every single day that it's all cash flow anyway. So making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly. It's just an insurance company that's like a debt collectors, and all the debt collectors are from the banks. And that way you're hooking yourself up to the banks over here to make sure that you're gaining cash flow, while also an insurance company is behind you like a bank to recover your money if something happens with the tenants over there, where they may burn the house down. Because guess what, I realize if they burn the house down, then you have insurance with the banks, and you give them all the money for that, and make sure that anyway you're covering yourself like this, and you're making sure you always do that. So make sure that you understand the banks are giving you protection here. I'll make sure that you understand anyway that as you read these bank statements and everything that they're doing around the pamphlets of their banks, I realize there's all pamphlets, I realize all these information products they give you. Just go through it and just go and read it out to people, and then you're understanding how to really go and protect your home inside and out, and you're making sure that you can always go insure your building and contents of insurance, and you're making sure that your nice and beautiful content of anything you have is never lost or damaged, in terms of never losing or damaging anything. You're never anybody who's losing or damaging anything, or you're never against a loss or anything like that. But make sure you understand that you love everything, and make sure that no matter what, it's just that kind of day, isn't it? I promise you, I'm learning much more greatly upon never being against anything. But the whole point is being upon helping yourself to repair and rebuild or replace, in terms of to rebuild a place or replace anything that's really stolen or in a damaging effect, and making sure that no matter what, that you learn very quickly about how to invest in a home that's more important with the look, such as Grant Cardone's kind of real estate. And that's much more what you're wanting in life, and then you understand that no matter what, you have insurance companies out there who are prior to settlement, and they make sure that no matter what, you give them more money, and that way you have more options and criteria to make sure that you are going over the home and renters, and you're making sure that you have a residential home package that gives you all the options to be able to build cover and contents, and making sure that no matter what, that you're portable contents cover or anything that's actually in combination that is suiting you much better than everything else is making sure that you're building the cover of insurance companies to build your nice and beautiful damage in terms of life. So make sure that no matter what, that if you have any damage, then make sure you have anything in terms of life where you understand no matter what that you go and understand better than anything else, that you make your real estate around places where there's no fires and no storms and no floods is the best kind of way. And make sure make sure that your real estate homes are around the hospitals, because it's much better like that. And make sure that no matter what, that you are covering all the accommodation and everything in repairs all the time with the nice and beautiful money that they give you. And that way you understand that 50% of the money that they give you is always going back into the house, or nice and beautiful recapitalization, to make sure that you're rebuilding that home somehow, to make it maintaining, and you're maintaining always the house with 50% of the bank's money, while 25% is your cash flow and 25% is the money you gave to the bank. I mean, in a sense, that way you understand that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly upon covering everything in terms of furniture and making sure that you have carpets and appliances and jewelry in terms of curtains, and making sure that you're always replacing everything in terms of making sure that you're making everything new again, and making sure that way you're increasing the NOI, which is the nice and beautiful rents on your nice and beautiful protection mortgage in terms of your home loan and whatever you have, which is a nice and beautiful way to say never get yourself a mortgage, but get yourself a nice and beautiful insurance company that's actually helping you with all the covering of everything, which is you, and you're making sure that you're the mortgage and you're the mortgage rate, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning much more about helping yourself have all the appliances and all the carpeting and all the services that you need with your real estate to make more money is what we're talking about. I mean, make sure you understand that if you're covering anything in terms of portable contents and you're making sure to insure yourself every single day with items, to make sure you're always bringing yourself into Australia or anywhere overseas, to make sure you have anything around sunglasses and engagement rings, and making sure that surfboards is something that you can cover yourself with real estate as well. And making sure that you always have cover with investors and landlords, to make sure that you have home package deals, to make sure that you're doing something around building cover, where you're understanding that you're never against anything, but you're making sure that you're learning to get away from anywhere where there is tornadoes or natural disasters, because you never need real estate there, and you need to go and really focus on better areas of life to get real estate, and go where it's stronger with population, and that way you understand, that way it's much better for you to go those nice and beautiful real estate deals. So go somewhere where it's a nice and beautiful tourist area somewhere, and look for the tourist areas, because that's where the nice and beautiful attention is going. And anywhere where there's tourism going on, probably there's more work going on there. Probably the best locations for real estate is looking for the tourist areas and people where, in terms of where they're visiting. Or else if you're going that way, then understand that, for example, Sydney Harbour Bridge, there's a lot of tourists going on around here. I mean, Sydney Harbour Bridge, or Prussia Opera House in Australia. Prussia, where else do people go in Australia to see tourism, really? I mean, Ayers Rock over there. Prussia, now Ayers Rock over there. Prussia is a beautiful place over there where you can understand to make some real estate development over there. Prussia, if you make some real estate development over there, I mean, you're making some money in the middle of Australia, right next to Ayers Rock. I promise you, I ask Jesus Christ to see this. I promise you, it's more how at the Ayers Rock over there, you build some kind of big apartments over there. I promise you, there's always company, man. I promise you, always people coming to you, man. But make everything affordable, of course. And understand that people have already done that, bro. I promise you, people are already making hotels over there. I mean, although down there, I realize you have to understand that you can always understand that no matter what, that anywhere where there's tourism going on, I promise you, you just go that way. I mean, you must understand that way. I mean, every single day, understand that no matter what, that everything is always watching. I promise you, Jesus Christ is always watching everybody. I'm always understanding that no matter what, if you're learning much greater upon replacing yourself in your content and making sure you have curtains and carpets and appliances, and making sure you have furniture around your house, and making sure that you have everything you ever need to make sure that you're making more money on the nice and beautiful real estate, is the whole point of protection with yourself and covering yourself with insurance. It is all about making sure that you understand the nice and beautiful way of vitality, with providing yourself with the nice and beautiful care of your life, where you're understanding that the nice and beautiful AIA, which is something that delivers with innovative insurance solutions over here, which is an insurance company, which is AIA. And I'm understanding that no matter what, that if you're understanding how to commit yourself with helping healthier lifestyle choices, then you're understanding always to go with insurance to protect yourself with health insurance, and then make sure that no matter what, that you're always compassionate with the nice and beautiful home loan and what you're doing, and you have a nice and beautiful way of life to make sure to make sure that you're understanding that you're never passing away or anything, but making sure that you're healthier in the process of whatever you're doing with mortgage rates and whatever you're doing with your life overall. And you're making sure that no matter what, if you're learning about anything about life, then just make sure that you're doing better than mortgage rates, and you're just making sure that you're learning about everything anyway, and just make sure that you're never going for a difficult time if you're getting yourself real estate. I mean, so make sure you understand that. I mean, make sure that it's an easy time for you to get real estate. That's how you get real estate. Now, if you understand anything about complementary protection and you understand that you must be eligible to be somebody who has a home loan or anything like that, to make sure that no matter what, that you have to have a loan where you're on a surplus of some kind to be able to get these loans. But also you have to be able to understand that people want your nice and beautiful money in terms of within 12 months, and also they want you to have somebody of a spouse or something like that to be able to cover your nice and beautiful way of life, to understand that it's more protection for you, that if you have somebody next to you who can actually help you with some money, then that's what the bank wants as well, to be able to go medically be somebody who can understand to go and grab them as an insurance person around your nice and beautiful home loans, to make sure that they can also win over some money because of your illness or something, that you may have an illness or something like that, and you may have this kind of disease that's going on. So if you have some health insurance over here with the bank or anything like that, then you're making sure that if you have anything to do with the nice and beautiful way of life where you have all these kinds of loans, and you're making sure that you're learning how to insure yourself with your life and health, and you understand that you can always have some compensation money around that, and you're making sure that no matter what, that it's more how they're just offering you premium deals around insurance and fees, of just understanding that no matter what, that you just go and grow yourself regardless, and you're understanding to activate your nice and beautiful life over here, and you're understanding either way that what's important is understanding that you just go and support yourself through claiming the process of being eligible, to understand how to do the customers between 18 and 59 is what the banks are recommending in terms of who's eligible to get all these insurance life loans and all that. So make sure you understand that no matter what, if you want to go and do greater for yourself, then you understand that you want to go and get your extra nice and beautiful extra home loan and variable rate loan, and understand either way, if you get those, then you have to be around 18 to 59 years of age to get those loans. So those are the people that's eligible for any kind of loans in the banks always. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that as I really understand now what's happening around life insurance and income protection around Australia, and I'm always understanding that no matter what, the income protection is life insurance, and you're making sure that you have an extra safety net that helps you provide you with support with your family that needs it the most, and you're making sure anyway that life insurance, in terms of people, in terms of the banks, give you $1 million at maximum for your life, and you're making sure that anyway that you can go and do that if you want, and it's much more better that you do so, because that way you make more money if you want, and that way you have to understand it's much more how it covers you always to have life insurance. And always understand that Brian Tracy says insure yourself in every kind of way. Understand, and that way you understand that no matter what, if you cover your family and your loved ones, in terms of if you cover your family and all of your loving ones, then you understand that no matter what, you have a financial event or anything that's actually helping you in terms of to succeed with anything that's an investment, to make sure that you're somebody who never has debt, but you're making sure that you have a loan surplus, and you're making sure that you never have a loan debt but loan surplus, and you're making sure that you have anything that's actually a car asset, by making sure that you never have a car repayments but a car asset, and making sure that no matter what, you have credit card assets and never credit card debts. I mean, in a sense, to making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly upon what I'm doing over here, and then understand that no matter what, you're never having bills in life, but you have something that's an asset, and that way you understand the asset column over here, and then you understand that no matter what, that you're learning how to choose $1 million over $100,000 always, and you're making sure that you understand that anything that's, let's say, TPD is TPD stands for total permanent disability. So that's what they are offering in terms of life insurance over here. And you must understand that if you offer anything in terms of life, then you're making sure that no matter what, that you can always understand that anybody who has TPD is covering themselves with life insurance today. And you must understand that you must go and just understand that you can understand how to cover yourself up to 75% with the bank with monthly income around life insurance. So make sure you understand that is something where I'm understanding that if you make sure that you can do that for yourself, and then make sure that's a surplus for you if you understand to get life insurance, and then you're making sure that you're getting back on your feet in a way that you're never having an accident or sickness, but making sure you cover up to 75% of your disability or income with $10,000 per month with cash flow in terms of health and everything. And that way you understand straight away to never rely on the banks to do that for you. And then make sure you understand straight away that what they're offering here is some kind of money for sickness and disability, but never rely on that. I mean, never rely on somebody to give you money for sickness and disability, man. I mean, go and be healthy first, and never rely on that money already. I mean, never rely on never rely on anybody's money. I mean, rely on Jesus Christ to make you healthier, but understand that it's more you. I mean, rely on yourself the most to make yourself healthier, but follow Jesus Christ the most, is what I'm saying. And then understand that anyway, that they are offering over here people money who are getting sick and illness, money. They're saying, but guess what? I mean, never go get sick to get some money, man. I mean, never go get sick or unhealthy to get some money. I mean, never go fall off a ladder to get some money. I mean, never ever do anything to hurt yourself to get some money, man. I promise you. What you do is get healthier and get some money getting healthier, and that's it. I mean, you must understand that. I promise you. Everything in terms of 6 months to between 1 year and 2 years of benefit periods that the bank is giving you. And understand that always going a healthier way in terms of life. So making sure that no matter what, if you understand anything that's accessible through scientifically health products, where you're understanding the Well program, and you're understanding that you have to support yourself every day to make healthier life choices, and every single day you're always accessing, right? I mean, you're accessing reward systems and discounts on anything that's helping you. So the actual banks over here own the actual gym memberships, and also the flights, and also the spa treatments, and anything that's insurance claims, and anything that has anything around life premiums in terms of insurance premiums. And you understand that no matter what, they're always motivating your journey is what's happening. So I'm understanding that no matter what, if you're applying, or else if you're applying to get a quote, always, then you're making sure that no matter what, that you're making a decision right away to make sure that you have a medical assessment always, and a blood test always with yourself. It is always doable for yourself to have just that, for an agreement for yourself to see what's up, and make sure that no matter what, if you want to do that, then always feel free to do so, and make sure that you understand that you need more to have these events in terms of needs, to make sure that you have a financial planner to speak to in a way that you review your situation to provide financial advice on all your personal insurance options, to make sure that you're including the type of level of color that, in terms of level of cover, that is best for you. And it's always best for you over right for you. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that what you do is understand that no matter what, that other people have these kinds of PDS, which is the nice and beautiful way of life of some kind of sickness or something that they have. So which is, PDS is a pre-disability income, but it's actually something else. But I'm making sure that no matter what, that they are never really stating what that is, but I'm making sure that no matter what, it's more how I focus upon just understanding that no matter what, that they give people a 75% of pre-disability income, and they're making sure that no matter what, they're giving some kind of life insurance annual premiums over here to make sure that no matter what, that there's more income protection policies and more information at the CommBank.com app, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're going through all the list of recommending products and lists of financial planning approving product lists, and you're making sure that no matter what, that which everything contains a nice and beautiful product for yourself to be financially successful with everything. And you're always please noting that you must understand that there's always more information everywhere. Alright, now if you're understanding anything about life, then just go and search how much more there is for yourself to succeed, and always give people notes to write on, and always focusing on making sure that there's always more that you can do. And then you're always reading all these nice and beautiful ways of life over here to make sure that you're successful, because that's what you need to do, yeah? I mean, you need to make yourself successful. So as you read much more about life, I'm not saying that I want to just go and relax a bit, I want to go and do much more content for myself, but what I understand anyway, that I feel much more, let's say, a blessing right now, because I feel that I'm getting through life, and I'm getting through the banks right here, because I understand that if you're anybody who understands life, then you're understanding straight away how to actually grow yourself, but grow yourself to the point that you understand that I can always go and change myself. I can go and do something different. I make sure anyway that what's important for myself now is to focus on different areas of life. And as I focus upon my life now, I'm just understanding that there's always more to do upon life anyway. So I'm understanding to just go and live my life differently, yeah? I make sure that I go and suss out to make some pasta or something like that. I make some food and drink. I just relax. I just enjoy. And there's always much more to do anyway. Understanding that no matter what, that since I'm actually loving my life completely, I'm making sure that I go and unpack my nice and beautiful software over here. I'm making sure I go and make some pasta. I make some pasta over here. And, I realized anyway, whereas what's important is understanding that if you want to do greater for yourself, then you're learning very quickly upon how much I have to do, for example. I mean, I have to do so much. Actually, everybody has to do so much because that's the way it is. Alright, anyway, what's important, guys, making sure that if you're doing anything to help yourself, then understand to go try the blueberry juice. I mean, go and get some blueberry juice in you, and then understand that no matter what the olive are. Of course, now since I'm actually delivering better content now, I want to make sure anyway that I go and make some nice and beautiful food and drink. I make sure I change into my clothing that I sleep in. I make sure that no matter what, I'm never sleeping in. I'm making sure I'm doing greater to see my words and what's going on. So I'm making sure that I always focus upon my life in a way that is helping me grow. But there's always more information I can go through. But I'm learning very quickly upon what the banks are giving in terms of plans today. I can see straight away their information process, and I understand I didn't cover a lot of the information. But there's always more to do, and there's so much more to do in terms of information products that I can go and deliver something of quality every single time. So making sure that I'm a bit careful upon my business cards to see what else is happening around my life. To make sure that I have more enough. I have to have more enough success every single day. I'm making sure anyway, I have more happening for myself in daily life now. Whereas what I want to do is I want to go through the banking information as quickly as possible. I want to eat and drink. I want to make sure I also just relax and I'll do some audio content tonight. And I just let it be. Well, tonight I'll make sure that no matter what, I'll do some Netflix as well. I'll make sure no matter what that I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do. And tomorrow, in terms of today, I have to go to the bank and I have to make sure I get myself the EFTPOS machine. And now that's different, but I have to count my finances now as well. To count my finances, I have to see how much money I have. From that way, I can go and see straight away what I need to do to succeed even more. But I'm understanding anyway that my event's happening now. And it's actually full duty now. So I'm understanding that no matter what, and now it's time for promotion as much as I can, because I understand the event's happening regardless of what's happening. I understand the event's happening. And since it's my 29th birthday, I understand I made the event come true for myself. I understand I was in Brisbane, I was in Brisbane just long ago, but I understand that I was just recently in Brisbane. I understand that over there I was saying, hey, I have to get myself an ABN number, I have to get myself a business transaction number, I have to call them for a credit card, I have to get the financial information, I have to go to the bank, I have to make all these appointments with the bank. I mean, that's and then I went giving money to the ABN number. I gave $203 and then I came to Sydney and then I came here and then I ran away from my dad because of my biological dad. And then I went to the city and I found out about 2 hostels and then I had this taxi stand. I realized I understand Jesus Christ can remember the actual taxi stand over there. I see Jesus Christ. I'm asking Jesus Christ to see this. I understand when Jesus Christ, or as I was standing over there where the taxi stand is. I mean, 100 taxis, man, went past me, man. 100 taxis, man. I mean, 300 meters down the road is my hostel. I mean, 50 meters down the road is my hostel. I mean, how's that happen, man? I'm looking for a taxi for 10 minutes, man. I mean, for longer than that. And guess what? I mean, I went to get an Uber. First, this Uber takes another 10 minutes in terms of, and now it never takes another 10 minutes, but, I mean, until it comes, it's 10 minutes long. and more. And I understand that he drove me for a bit, and he's saying, hey, I mean, the hostel's over there, man. I mean, where? I mean, where you were standing. I mean, what? I mean, my hostel is where I was standing. I mean, why was I waiting for a taxi? I just had to cross the road, man. I had to cross the road. Oh, love life. I see taxis on the other side, but what are you doing, man? How did you get on that side? It's the most funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And taxis on the other side, man. I mean, 100 taxis on the other side. I mean, finally Uber comes and it's just 50 meters away, my accommodation. I love that. Roshi is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Alright, anyway, what I do now is, as I grow myself, I realize I've been for a lot for the past 2 years. I mean, I've been for a lot, guys. I mean, wow, I can remember Melbourne. And back in those times, I was saying, hey, I have to go visit Melbourne more. I have to go and do this online content. I have to go market myself. I was watching a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk back then. I was saying, fuck, man. I mean, how do I do my business? And how do I do my business? And I did start to model myself back then. I was modeling myself, and I'm still modeling myself. But the thing is that I understand I came a long way, man. I feel how much more tension I have. I left my bowls with Dad's house. I had to leave the crowd. I had to go to Melbourne. I had to go all this way around Australia, and it's a great experience, but alone and without anybody with me. And I had to learn how to finance myself. I had to learn how to receive money from the government for 1 year and 8 months around Australia, while also now working 9 to 5, while also being able to produce content and audio and being able to talk more. And the whole way, I was talking more in my journal. I was just writing and writing and writing. But now, I'm writing even more. I'm so much better now than ever before because I'm willing to talk more. And because I talk more, I have so much more success. And that's why I'm learning quicker than a hiccup. I'm learning very quickly upon what's going on around here. Alright, anyway, now since I'm actually doing better as a human being, I'm actually healthier, I'm doing greater with my knowledge. I'm understanding how people treat me now in terms of how they treat me overall, and they never believe too much of me. They never believe in me too much. And that way I'm always understanding how I really, really dwell upon something. And as I really, really dwell upon something that's actually working for myself, I'm actually understanding that somebody else is coming over here. Approaching now, because I said that, approach they're coming, because I said the words, okay, coming. So I understand anyway that it's much more how I feel that they are coming. So I love I. Alright, they're bringing 6 people. I promise you, excellent. I promise you, this guy's giving me money. Right now, I just made 6 people come to my event. I'm making sure I'm learning very quickly upon what's happening. I'm understanding that somebody else over here is sending me a message, and let's have a look at what he's sending me. Alright, I want to read this.
Hey, Danny, bro. Hey, man. Bro, someone sent me something, and I couldn't believe it was you, bro. Wow, what a transformation. Bro, I'll be honest, I was so freaking surprised, man, and really, like, I always thought you were gonna make it, but I didn't think you were gonna do it this quick. What, I saw you 2-3 years ago? Bro, Socrates Charles, mate. Fala Bogu, good on you, man. You know what, bro? We should meet up, man. It'd be nice to see you. I've actually come to one of your seminars. Give me some of the info, yeah? Alright, take it easy, brother.
I say this is Alex Miljakovic, and now this guy's honest. I mean, you can see that he's very honest. So I'll just send him my honest reply over here. I'll make sure I send him my actual, let's say, nice and beautiful melody over here. So he just came to me randomly. So what I do is I send him the link. I send him my actual card. So for example, I want to send him the nice and beautiful card over here. I send him the card. I say, hey, I'm going to just show up on this day. I'll promise you that from that point, I want to show him anyway my events page over here. I send him my events page. I have an events page over here. So you guys can see that's a nice and beautiful comment that he gave me. But making sure anyway that he's coming to see me on the event day and probably wants to come and support me. So I'm understanding that no matter what, just send him the nice and beautiful way of life over here. I'm understanding that no matter what, I have people showing up to my event. I have over here a nice and beautiful way to share my content around. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I just go and do this. I send him my voice messages as well. I make sure I'm very nice to him as well. I make sure anyway that what's important is delivering content, and I'm always delivering content. So I just send him a message over here. I say thank you very much, Alex. I understand that what's important, guys, is just making sure, for example, with yourself, when you're actually learning and you're growing and you're just making sure that you're doing something better, bro. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to speak very fast. But I'm looking forward to seeing you at my event on actual 28th of May, which is my birthday. And it's my actual birthday on the 28th of May, and I'm turning 29 on the 28th of May. So I want to see you actually at my event at Mount Pritchard. And that's the event over here. I just sent you a photo, and that's my business card right now. And just focus on understanding about that information and just be there very early, because there's only 100 people that can actually be inside of the actual event. So I want you to come at least 1 hour earlier, because I'm already there anyway. So just come and see me and come and talk to me anyway. I realize I have to sell myself like this. I have to send him some messages like this, and then what happens is he comes and gives me $200. I want his money, man. I want his money from me. I want his money to give to me. In terms of I want him to give my or else now I'm always giving more than that, but I'm not saying that I want him to give me money. So what I do is I give him all the information to get the money. And now the thing is with the money is I'm never doing it for the money. I'm doing it so I can go and prosper with more information. And anyway, that's the kind of aspect of life I'm doing right now. So I'm actually just focusing on understanding that as I grow, I can see that you can see, for example, that I did record that with my actual message. So people can see how I actually go and dwell upon different change, and I'm changing differently, and I'm doing something different. So you can see this guy wants to come and see me, and he wants to see what I'm doing. So as I actually go and really grow now, I understand that people are becoming inspirational over here. I'm understanding that no matter what, now I want to invite other people. I did invite the Sunset Brothers. I'm understanding that no matter what, as I grow, I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed. I'm making sure that no matter what, I have more enough time to make sure I'm very successful. And anyway, I have already 7 people coming to my event, so I'm understanding that no matter what, I have my money back at the point of no return at the moment. I'm at the point of no return. I'm making sure my first event has to be more successful than this, man. I want it to sell out. I want it to back out, man. And now for my next events, I promise you after this event, I make another event. So what I do is I have 10 people watching me on I have 10 people watching me on Instagram right now, and I understand that anyway, that 10 people did show up, and people can see my transformation and what I'm doing in terms of life over here. But making sure that what's important for myself over here is just focusing on different areas of life over here. So I'm actually uploading different Instagram reels over here. I'm focusing on doing different aspects of life, but I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed, because to succeed differently is making sure that you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do. So the whole point is making sure that you're learning very quickly to just upload random videos of yourself on YouTube, and also on Nice and Beautiful Instagram, where you're actually learning and you're growing, and people can see that I'm charging $200 per ticket to see me, and they understand straight away that I'm just learning very quickly upon how I succeed very quickly. And because I succeed very quickly, I understand that guy does appreciate me, and he was at my birthday. I understand he was at my birthday on my 25th, and that's the guy who just sent me a message in terms of that nice and beautiful message. So I'm just understanding that now, and I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm very much more alive now.
So here I am at the mountains.
Alright, now what I need to do is I'm just uploading content into my nice and beautiful melodies over here. So what's important for me is always understanding something that is helping me grow. So as I grow, I'm focusing on helping myself to deliver contents, and as I deliver contents, I'm focusing on different areas of life. So the thing is that every single day I'm looking to see exactly what I need to do to succeed differently. So I'm always looking for that nice and beautiful way of life. So I'm not saying that what's important for myself is I just upload content online quickly, and I make sure that no matter what, I go and eat something as well. And now, do I have to eat? I'm probably sure not. I promise you, although it's much more how I feel, and how I feel is I just need to go and grow myself. I need to grow myself differently. I make sure that no matter what, I can see straight away how nice and beautiful somebody can be, in a way that I'm understanding that no matter what, I have always better. And my better way of life is focusing on delivering. I have to focus on making sure I do that, and making sure that no matter what, that before I do a screenshot, I can always look at the actual caption of the photo, and I can see who is it, and I can see these captions of the photos first, and I'm making sure that once I see that, then I can actually go and deliver the content I need. So I'm actually understanding that no matter what, that now, since I'm actually growing myself this way, I'm actually understanding that what I need to do now is different aspects of life. And because I do different aspects of life here, I'm making sure that my Instagram photos over here is going online, and it's all online anyway. So what I do now is I just go and delete that content, but I'm making sure that I recover my actual business card over here. So that way I have to place my business card into my laptop. I'm making sure, yes, I feel that I understand that I have to talk, but I feel I want to just do much better in terms of everything. And as I grow, I shall succeed. But now I just go promote my business cards really quickly. And what I want to do quickly is I need to find somebody to help me to do my content in terms of my actual, let's say, contents. So what I need to do is I can get lucky. And now to get lucky, I realize that I never want to rely on him, man. I never want to rely on him. I realize he's very, let's say, into depth today. I realize he's 5 hours away. I never want to rely on him, man. I realize I focus upon understanding that if somebody can ever rely on you to even record them on a seminar or something for free, then make sure you understand that you may then have a problem. So making sure that if you do understanding, or as in terms of understanding something, then just focus upon understanding that it's nice and kind for people to message me like that and to show me love in terms of like that, in terms of words, to be able to want to meet with me somewhere and to show something of that kind of courage that guy did with me. Because that way he wants to give you money too. When he wants to give me money, he wants to show me support daily. So anyway, I love him. I'm making sure that since I'm making an event like this to improve my life, I promise you other people are aware of me. I'm making sure I'm improving my status now. And since I improved my status like this, I'm making sure that I'm very nice and appropriate. I'm very nice and appropriate upon what I'm doing. And as I do something to succeed, I'm making sure that I always have more than enough available for myself to do more. Because that's what you guys need to do. I mean, you guys need to make sure you have more than enough success every single day to go and do what you want to do to succeed, is the whole point, yeah? I realize now what I want to do also is I make sure I have plenty of nice and beautiful content here to upload online. I'm making sure that no matter what day, it's more time to just relax for a bit, and I'm understanding that I have to cool down for some reason. I just have to understand to just do something else because I feel that there's some pressure over here to communicate. So I'm understanding that no matter what, it's just how I feel. And now I understand that I did go rub off on the actual banking over there, so I'm understanding that no matter what, I continue to do so. But making sure that no matter what, it's more how I feel, and how I feel that I've been doing it too much. And guess what? Unfortunately, that's the thing. Unfortunately, the thing is, when you're doing something too much, which is the best kind of thing. I mean, in a sense, so what I do is I felt afraid. I felt afraid to learn that much. I mean, in a sense, so what I do is I let it be. I just move on. I go and make some pasta. I can make some pasta now. I can make sure that no matter what, I can see what's happening on the news today. I can see the trending list, for example. I understand anyway what I do is something quicker. I make sure I make this nice and beautiful content come out quickly for myself. And anyway, that no matter what, that I just go and resell myself every single time with this audience to come and see me. And that way, I'm boosting my status. But I understand Jesus Christ does that. Alright, now what I want to do always is be able to show people upon what I'm doing. So as I really making events for myself to do something, I'm always inviting people to whatever is happening in my nice and beautiful way of life. So I'm always focusing on making sure that I have more than enough to succeed with every single day to go and do my life something greater. So as I actually go and do something that's actually helping me move forward, I'm not saying that no matter what, I'm always focusing on that nice and beautiful way of life. So anything that I'm actually understanding about life, I'm learning quickly upon how to succeed, and I'm learning different aspects of life differently, and I'm making sure that I have more enough for today, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm doing more. I mean, there's always more to do, guys. I mean, you have to understand straight away how to go and make what you need. I mean, go and make your life successful and make yourself much more than what you need every single day. So focus upon understanding to check your messages over again, so you can love your life in different ways, so you can do your life differently. So if you understand straight away how you can grow yourself and you can love yourself differently, and you can make sure that you are always the nice and beautiful way that you can be, and then you're focusing upon understanding about what's happening around the world. So if you're actually always looking at the differences of life over here, and you're focusing on just doing something that's actually helping you move forward, and you're learning quickly upon what's happening, and then that way you're really learning quickly upon actual life, and you're making sure that you're learning how you need to go and grow yourself, because that way you are growing. Because what you need to do is greatness, and you have to be understanding that no matter what, I just deserve better anyway. Whereas now, what I need to do is always read and read and read to see what's happening. Whereas although as I read, I can just figure out also that no matter what, I always have much better. I always have much better than a car rego. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm always understanding that no matter what, that I can see straight away that no matter what, that I focus upon something that's actually helping me. So I make sure that I can just love the content and I move on, man. I make sure that no matter what, as I move on, I never need to speak to that guy because that guy is saying that please, I was saying that he may never make it. I mean, anyway, I would never want to rely on them. I mean, in the sense of what I do is I focus on understanding straight away that if I grow myself into the best kind of manner for myself to grow, I'll focus upon understanding I'm getting a lift in boost of frequency upon my life to succeed differently, and making sure I have more success now. But because I have more success, then more people want to be around me, because I'm using my strategy of core principles to be able to show people different aspects of life. So as I go and grow myself now, I mean, people are saying, ooh, I mean, Danny, man, I mean, Danny's doing a seminar, bro. I mean, he's charging $200 per month, man. I mean, he's charging $200. I mean, he's charging $200 per ticket, man. I mean, since what you do is that's how you make status. I mean, you make status all the time, and you're making sure always to focus upon something that's helping you grow. And what helps you grow is difference. I mean, the difference of life in terms of what's happening around the world, and you're making sure you're learning very quickly upon becoming something more. You're always delivering content is what you want out of life. So make sure that you have that nice and beautiful factory. I love I. You're making sure that I understand I have to make food anyway, so making sure that I always deliver content in the best kind of regard for myself to grow. I make sure to grow for myself. As I grow, I succeed, I do the best I can, but I'm so happy because now I realize life's working for me now. I mean, I'm just flying. I'm loving life. I'm making sure that everybody can deserve to see me if they have some money to see me. I mean, in a sense, so no matter what, I realize with that guy, I make sure I charge him $200 to come and see me as well now, because I realize saying that he may never make it, regardless, man. I realize the guy deserves, mate, to give me $200 regardless of his courage. I mean, in a sense, so every single day I'm learning how to actually just study upon what I need to do daily. But I'm understanding that if he keeps going this way, I'll make sure anyway that what I do is on the day, I'll make sure I get somebody to go and do my events. And either way, I'm making sure I'm doing the event, but I'll make sure that no matter what, that as I'm doing the event, I'm making sure I'm starting at 1 o'clock. I'm starting my event at 1 o'clock. And as people come in, I just say welcome in terms of I thank you very much for coming, and just grab a seat, and I'm just making sure anyway that I'm learning quickly upon how to talk with people all the time. So people are going to be asking me questions, and I just answer them, and I say, hey, I mean, this is the way. I mean, you must understand anyway that when I'm really answering the questions, I make sure that what I want to be doing is I want to be talking more than anything else. I want to be making sure that any kind of questions they have, I'm making sure I answer them completely in a way that I'm answering those questions completely in a way that is a long kind of statement. I have to give a long statement and long statement and long statement, and then anyway, I just keep talking and talking and talking. And I just say, just keep raising your questions if you have any more questions about life. Unfortunately, then because I'm doing that, unfortunately, I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm really quick upon my life. I'm making sure I just do my nice and beautiful way of life over here, where I'm learning just to enjoy my life. So I understand if I leave it like this, unfortunately, it's much more how I feel to just let it be. And I'm focusing upon understanding to just go and grow myself. So as I grow myself now, I realize it's much more how I feel that I have to go and upload content, but go do something nice and beautiful for myself where I'm understanding to grow myself. And as I grow myself, I succeed. I make sure I'm doing something nice and beautiful to see what's going on around the world. I can see who's watching my content now. I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed, because that way I'm learning quickly. And as I learn quickly, I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning very nicely upon how I actually succeed. And as I succeed, I go and do something quick for myself to just go and be more. First, that's all I do. Because what's important for me is actually learning the art of actually giving a nice and beautiful way of life. So as I give a life, I understand that no matter what, it's much more negative to be able to see anything about I only. But I is actually positive. So what I do is I'm very positive about everything. Whereas now, as I'm positive about everything, I'm making sure that no matter what, that those people who really want to talk to me, like in terms of live, and they want to talk to me in a way that is helping me move forward, I'm making sure that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel about people. So no matter what I do, I apologize, but I'm making sure that I just let it be. I move on. I'll let it be. I rush out. Unfortunately, that some people just block you for no reason. I understand, but move on. Unfortunately, they never deserve to be around me. And now every single day, I've promised you that no matter what, that people in your life are going to disappoint you, and they're going to really just block you for no reason because you were unable to talk to them for, let's say, a few years. And because of that, approach, it's because they're just unprofessional people, and they have no heart, man. I mean, you must understand, they have a heart to never kill you, but it's more how they never ever want to be around you much. I understand Sveto as well. I understand this guy as well who was with me and was playing soccer in terms of the dancing. And I'm making sure anyway, I understand he's watching as well what I'm doing. But I'm understanding that what's amazing is I understand him, man. I understand every single day, just focus on loving your life differently. And I thank you. Otherwise, I'm just looking for different ways of art over here to focus upon understanding about what's happening around me. So I'm just focusing on just looking to see who's very curious about me and who's, let's say, online and who's offline today. I'm understanding either way that what I do is people can find me exactly in terms of where I am on the day. And if they want to come and see me, they can. I'm learning to see that people are curious about me, and they're curious about me to the point that they are actually learning to see exactly what is going on around me. I mean, that way I'm learning fast upon the proactiveness of life. And as I learn proactiveness in my life, I'm learning very quickly upon how I succeed. And as I succeed, I do my life quickly. And that way I'm doing something that's actually working. And what works for me is something that's nice. Unfortunately, anything that's nice is beautiful for me to succeed with. I'm learning that success is a nice and beautiful dictionary of aspects of life that you are learning something about, whatever it is that you succeed with, and you're learning that there's always more. I mean, there's always more to deliver in different ways, and as you succeed in different ways, you're just learning that there's always much more to do, and you're learning much more about what you're doing. I mean, in a sense, so if you want to go and grow yourself on a nice and beautiful way of life, then understand that no matter what, I focus upon just being around my nice and beautiful content over here, where I'm understanding that no matter what, I know my word I. But it's much more better how I feel that if I just go over there, I understand my word I can let it be that way. Or actually, it's much more how I feel that no matter what, that my word I is something that I can feel, that I'm sure about in terms of life. So as I'm sure, then I understand that no matter what, it's more how I feel. But I understand that it's much more how I need to go and grow myself anyway. So as I grow myself, I feel like making sure that you guys understand that if you want to go anywhere away from your food for a bit of time, in terms of life, then go away from your food for a bit. And just make sure that if you want to eat something or drink something, I mean, what are you actually searching for around here? I mean, make sure you understand that it's more how I understand that. If you want to eat something or drink something, then just make sure that you're just about to eat and drink. And what you need to do is focus upon understanding that you can check your bread. I mean, are you scrapping for pleasure or what are you doing in terms of life? So you can understand anyway. Focus upon understanding that I want to just go and deliver some contents. And as I deliver contents, I make sure to finish previous contents for myself to deliver something. And as I deliver something, I want to make sure something. I want to make sure it's much more how I feel. And how I feel is that I need to go and actually make all the food and drink right next to where I'm making food and drink. I mean, if I'm making food and drink on the stove, then I want to be around the stove over there where the actual food and drink is happening in terms of cooking. So I want to be where I'm cooking always. I never want to be away from the cooking place. I mean, so that way I'm actually learning quicker upon how it is. Unfortunately, that's how it is, yeah? Unfortunately, now, how it is understanding that no matter what, you're learning very quickly upon becoming more, and as you become more, you just do more. I mean, do more for yourself. And I understand how some people dislike me, and then they see that I'm doing greater than their friends, and then they like me. But they're just hypocrites, I mean, understand? So what I do always is I focus upon loving my life differently, and I'm focusing upon being nice. So be always nice regardless of what person it is or how much problems you may have had with them. I mean, just be nice with them. I mean, understand? I mean, when you're nice with them, I mean, what happens is people start to admire you because you're helping them in some regard, and that way you're doing more, and that way you're understanding that you feel like doing more in the way that you're learning. I realize now, anyway, I love I. Now, since I'm actually doing much greater, I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm learning quicker about life. But I'm understanding how some people did have some festivals going on around town. And because I did have some festivals coming up around town, I can feel how I'm actually doing much greater in terms of festivals and everything around me than they are. And they can see that. I realize I have talent for something. And that way I'm doing better. Whereas anyway, the amazing thing about life is making sure that if you're growing yourself and other people, that you go and upload as many, I realize now, upload as many contents in terms of life as you can online, so you succeed very quickly. So I'm understanding anyway, that what I want to do is I want to compare the differences over here to see exactly what content did I upload online and what other content do I have to upload online. Of there's many contents over here in terms of life where I have to upload online. So I'm understanding anyway. Then what I do is I delete these videos over here because they're already going online. So making sure that what I want to do also is upload this one over here. So if I upload that one there, I'm understanding that no, or else that one there can go away from my phone for now. And it's much more how it is. I just delete that one from my phone. I'm making sure anyway that as I succeed, I'm making sure that I'm delivering content. I'm making sure to just see quickly in my nice and beautiful Mega Drive what's going on over here. I'm making sure as I succeed very quickly, I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do. I'm learning how to actually go and give content very quickly, and then as I actually succeed, I'm learning different arts of behavior over here in terms of what's going on in terms of my life, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning quickly upon the art of making sure I have more. So as I have more, I receive more, I do more. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning to live more. I'm learning to live more in different ways. I'm making sure that because that's the case, I'm making sure that either way, that I'm learning how to give. And as I give, I learn how to grow. And as I grow, I learn how to do. And I'm making sure anyway, I can upload that content online, but making sure that no matter what I do, I'm learning very quickly upon how to actually see about you in a way that you're much more than yesterday, and you're making sure that you're learning very quickly upon my life. So I'm learning how to just go and tease people with my content over here. So as I tease people with my content, I make sure to go and upload first other content into my nice and beautiful, let's say, motivational content list over here. So I'm understanding that's where it goes. And I'm understanding that no matter what, that as I really succeed in different ways, I'm making sure that I learn very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed, because I always have something different that's happening in my life. And what's happening in my life is different than everybody else's life. And that way I'm understanding that no matter what, I always have more to deliver. And what I have more to deliver with is understanding that I have more about life. And anything more about life for me is understanding that I realize something, that it's more about how I am. And how I am is a different way of life. I'm understanding anyway that since I'm actually growing very quickly upon what I'm doing over here, I'm understanding to just upload everything into one video again and again. And I'm making sure that anyway, that as I delete anything, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning quickly upon what I need to do. Alright, anyway, that as I go and really dwell upon making sure that my content is all in one category, I'm making sure that I just let it be. I'm making sure that I focus upon doing greater upon my life. And then as I do greater, I focus upon going and uploading content as quickly as possible online, so I can just succeed. And as I succeed, I do greater and greater and greater, because that's what I need to do to be a winner. I need to be a winner in a way that is helping me move forward, but I need to build a hype around me. I need to build something of great success around me every single day, because that's what I feel. I feel that I have great success, so I'm always understanding that.